Ice-T's.
All right, everybody, we're back here live on the stage show, and as you can tell, I am joined by none other than Epic's Cliff Bleszinski. Cliff, thanks a lot for coming by.
Thanks for having me, man.
So you guys, last night you held an event. Ice-T was there, Body Count played, and which is obviously exciting in and of itself, but that wasn't the only thing there. You guys also introduced Horde Mode 2.0.
Yep,
right?
Horde is one of those modes. We did not invent the genre of lots of enemies coming at you and holding up, okay? I mean, Tower Defense does it, Robotron did it, Smash TV, all these games, right? But we kind of brought it into this Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 generation, right? And we did, thankfully, a good enough job with it with the first version of Horde that a lot of people have a Horde-like mode now. We're totally okay with that.
Yeah.
But that said, when the time came to do Horde 2.0, we knew we really needed to deliver something special and deliver something that really added to the experience.
So let's talk about those new additions to Horde, the new Horde mode. What are some of the marquee enhancements?
Yeah, well, the big first thing is bosses. That was the number one thing that people wanted. They're like, we need to have bosses. Like, people wanted to fight a Brumak, right? So when you get to like wave 10, wave 20, wave 30, you have boss wave incoming, right? And then a Brumak spawns, you have two Berserkers running around or a Lambent Berserker, and it's madness. I assure you, it's completely crazy. It's tough, but you want a certain amount of challenge in your game, right? You want to feel special. You want that kind of, upward sine wave of difficulty. So it's tough, it's a little easy, and then it gets really hard. And so we found that that's really gratifying. And then we also have fortifications. So you actually first have to plant your flag and say where you're going to build your base. Then you can build barbed wire fences and laser fences. You can build turrets, you can build decoys, things like that. Then on top of it all, you get money when you kill enemies. You can use said money to buy weapons. You can use that money to buy fortifications, repair fortifications, or upgrade the fortifications. And then we also have bonus objectives. So get 6 headshots in one round, loot drop boxes, everybody gets boom shots.
All right, let's talk about the map design in Horde mode. How do these maps compare to the ones that were featured in Gears of War 2?
Well, one thing we actually do in the Gears of War franchise is we overlap maps. So if you have a map that is a multiplayer map in Gears, you can play it in Team Deathmatch, Execution, Wingman, all these modes, but you can also play it in Beast mode and you can play it in Horde mode. I mean, it's just one of the design methodologies we wanted to go from the beginning to kind of make the game kind of be condensed into one mode for all the maps. And I think we'll find that there's some maps that play differently, like some of the condensed maps, like in the beta we had Thrashball, is a really snug, very difficult Horde map because it's kind of small. But Sandbar, which we're showing off at E3 here today, you can actually go over and play it, is a very large map, the biggest multiplayer map we've ever had in Gears. And surprisingly, maps like weapons like the Hammer Burst are very useful in that map.
In Thrashball, can you still drop the big Jumbotron onto the
Yes, you can drop it on the field, and you can actually squash people with it, as well as teammates. Nice. And we also fixed it so you can then take cover properly on it as well.
Okay.
A lot of tweaks since the beta. The Hammer Burst, the Retro Lancer, when you shoot it from the hip, actually kicks like crazy now, so it's nowhere near as useful as it used to be.
Okay.
From the hip.
Okay, yeah, that's actually what I was going to ask you. What sort of like lessons you learned from the beta that you've applied to...
Lesson 1, have dedicated servers. Lesson 2, keep them up all the time. I'm a big believer of the fact that if you're going to make a shooter in 2011 and beyond, you need dedicated servers. Yeah. That was our big lesson coming out of that, because you're not going to get aim bots, you're not going to get people hacking it, you're not going to get all the crap that comes with peer-to-peer.
All right. Let's see.
You got user flames coming in?
we should, although okay, here we go. Let's see. First question.
Oh, come on, there's got to be some insults coming through.
Cliffy T from North Carolina is wondering, in the beta, the Locust Queen looked human. What's up with that?
That's a commonly asked question that I don't really want to confirm right now. It's kind of a deep-seated thing about the mythos, about the Queen. One of the things we wanted to do with the franchise was when, you see all the crazy Locust and you sit down with, Rod sits down with his 12-year-old son and he's like, what do you think the Locust Queen looks like? And he draws this crazy tentacle monster, that's just horrible. And actually, no, we wanted her to kind of be eloquent and kind of have her be almost beautiful in her own way and very humanoid. And we can't really confirm or deny what her actual species is. I mean, some of the people on the internet are kind of figuring it out, but I can confirm it's not like Marcus's mom. There's not some really convoluted plot twist that's going to happen like that. We're not that franchise.
All right. Brandon from Kansas, he read about your exploits last night on Twitter. He's wondering what you had to drink.
Just usually vodka soda.
All right.
Just keep it straight. It was not a Jaeger bomb kind of night. I actually have to work today. E3 may be a lot of fun, but it is in fact a working conference. And my voice is almost shot, and we're only on day 2, which is a bad sign.
Let's see. Amir Mohsen from Cairo is wondering about the idea of weapon upgrades. Are they in the game? Are they not? What was the decision?
We're not really a weapon upgrade kind of game. I mean, I'm a fan of the idea. When we were in the Microsoft press conference and Ghost Recon Future Soldier came out, one of the highlights for the show has been when that guy did the whole shabam, and the weapon kind of exploded out, and then he could reconfigure it using his hands. I mean, that was sexy. But honestly, they're going deep with that. We're not doing it now, but if Gears 3 does well, and maybe there's another one, maybe that's something we'll consider.
All right. Cliffy B fan from the E3 floor, which means he might be right around us, is wondering, in co-op, is there going to be drop-in, drop-out functionality?
Oh, absolutely. We've always had drop-in, drop-out functionality in co-op. I think most games have had that. I think it was like Doom that didn't have that.
It's pretty much the standard at this point.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that we want players to play our campaign. I can tell you that this is the thickest, meatiest campaign we've ever shipped in Epic history. It's long, and it's not only long, but it's densely packed with awesome moments, and you're going to want to replay it in arcade mode, you're going to want to replay it with a friend, you're going to want to replay it with Flower Blood and Big Head mode enabled.
All right. Charlie from Stockholm, Sweden is wondering, any cool voice actors that we should expect in the game?
Well, Ice Mother Effing T.
That's a pretty good one.
Well, so the funny thing is we originally had cast Drake as the role of Jace, and then due to scheduling conflicts, we couldn't cast him. We wound up using Michael B. Jordan, who was from The Wire, who turned out great. But then when we cast Ice-T, we almost got more buzz off of Ice-T.
Really?
Because, like,
he's a huge gamer. It's somebody that gamers know.
Well, somebody made a comment in the EA press conference, I believe, like, we don't bring random celebrities out for our demos, and it's like, he's not a random celebrity. A, I've loved his stuff since I was 13, every last album, all the way through Body Count and Power and Ryan Pays. B, he plays games, and he's actually in the game.
Yeah.
And, like, he's cool as hell. He came out and rocked Body Count and did a great job last night. He's just a great guy.
All right, Cliff. Well, we appreciate you coming by. It's been a lot of fun talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
For the few people out there who don't know, can you remind them when Gears of War 3 is going to be out in stores?
Yeah, Gears of War 3 drops September 20th worldwide.
All right, thanks a lot, Cliff.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. All right, guys, that was Gears of War 3, and now let's go check out what else is happening on the show floor.